Sports betting can be extremely frustrating when you log onto a book and see all of the different options in front of you. What should you bet on? What strategy should you go with? Or with all the sports books now available in America, which books are the easiest ones that you can attack to make money right now? Well, in this video, I am going to share with you my favorite sports books and markets. You are literally going to be able to copy and paste this setup so that you can start earning today. And the first sports book that you're going to want to attack is FanDuel. Between last year and this year, I've made over $9,000 on FanDuel, but it wasn't just betting random stuff. I focus on a few specific markets, and let me show you my exact setup right here. I'm not just picking random winners over on FanDuel. I'm using a specific strategy like positive expected value betting and a software like OddsJam that searches and scans all of the sports books in the market and then shows me the best prices where these books can get really misaligned because they all set their own odds. So a $100 wager over on Fanatics is going to pay us out $120. That same $100 wager over at DraftKings is only going to pay us out $105. And if we wanted to profit $100 over on BetMGM, we'd have to put up $110 on this play. So the idea here is that Fanatics is way off compared to the rest of the sports betting market. We're receiving an incredible price compared to what we're wagering on. And so this is the tool that I use when it comes to FanDuel and all of these other sports books that I like to target. So over here in my filter section, and guys, if you want to try OddsJam 1 week for free and then save 35% off your first month after the 1 week trial ends, use code BILLYC. It'll be linked in the description. We have FanDuel selected. Now, I'm going to share with you 3 different markets based off of my 3 favorite leagues, which is the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NHL. Our odds range here is going to be a minimum of minus 200 odds, maximum of plus 600. We are targeting a minimum 3% edge on all of our plays. As I mentioned before, we are going after Major League Baseball, the NFL, and the NHL. Now for my markets, these are the 3 specific markets that I love to go after. First off, player touchdowns over on FanDuel. Then we're going to look at player goals for the NHL. And then finally, for Major League Baseball, it's going to be player home runs. You can set the date range for today, guys. And then for our DVIG settings, we want to use Pinnacle as our sharp sportsbook. And we can use a combination here. I like to use worst case. This is the most conservative approach in terms of all the DVIG methods. But if you want to go with power or additive, I am fine with any of these 3 options. Setting up the filters this way and then saving this as a preset for you is going to make life very simple for you, whether you use a desktop or a mobile phone. You're going to be able to click refresh. Any play that pops up above 3% on FanDuel for these 3 markets, you're going to be able to place bets. And so far this year, I'm up over $8,500 betting on player props. This is my bread and butter. As you can see, last football season, I made over $3,800 on anytime touchdown scores alone. So these are going to be markets that you can hone in on with FanDuel. And the beautiful thing about all 3 of these markets is this is the most popular market that casual sports bettors love to wager on. Specifically when we're talking about player props, it's difficult once we hit the $500 wager size with a lot of sports books with player props. But because anytime goal scores, touchdown scores, and anytime home runs on FanDuel are so popular for all 3 of these sports, you're going to be able to wager beyond $500 when you start to scale your bet sizes. This is going to be a gold mine for you because you're not going to get capped and you're wagering on the largest sports book in America, so they're going to take the largest bet sizes for each of these markets. Our second sports book that we're going to want to attack is DraftKings. I've made over $3,000 this year betting on DraftKings, but specifically live betting. DraftKings is a wonderful time betting live. I've made over $3,500 this year betting live, and DraftKings is my go-to book. Let me show you the filter setup because this is going to be much different than FanDuel because we're not going to be attacking player props. We're going after mainline markets here. Back over here at the OddsJam Positive EV page, we currently have live selected here at the top. There's some tennis matches going on right now over at DraftKings. Let's dive into the filter setup. We have DraftKings selected. For our in-game status, if you are new to live betting, I would highly recommend that you deselect live, just target stoppage. This is going to allow you more time to lock in plays because the odds move a bit quicker when it's live betting. Once you get the hang of it and you are more comfortable with your setup, go after the live plays. For our minimum maximum odds, we want to go -200 plus 125 minimum 5% EV edge. Because we're receiving incredible value with plays going on live and the odds are moving so quickly, we can have a higher threshold for our minimum percentage. Naturally, I like to go after main sports like baseball, basketball, football, hockey, and soccer and tennis. Do not sleep on soccer and tennis. For my markets, I'm only focused on main line markets. Obviously, the date range is going to be set for today because we're betting live. Our DVIG settings, we are always using Pinnacle as our sharp sportsbook. I love to use the worst case DVIG method. And as you can see right here, we have some various different matches going on. Look at the EV percentages here when it comes to live. Everything is a very high percentage, well above 5%. Doesn't matter what we're going after. Sometimes, guys, like I mentioned, things move quick live. The plays are going to update in real time. If this play's stale, don't worry. New plays are going to pop up. It's going to be an adjustment getting used to betting live, but once you do, you're going to find incredible value targeting DraftKings. If you found value in the content thus far, make sure to tap that subscribe button, click that thumbs up button, and click that bell notification so you don't miss the next video that we release. For my third sports book that I love to go after during the summer months of baseball, specifically pitcher strikeouts, No Vig is a wonderful sports book to attack. Now, this is an exchange. You'll never run into limits on No Vig. And in the month of June on No Vig, I made almost $800. And if you look at my picket calendar for pitcher strikeouts, the numbers are almost identical because this is the sports book that I attack. Let's go through the setup. Outside of positive EV betting, I love using No Vig for arbitrage betting. I find a ton of utility with this sports book. Our filter setup here. Minimum odds of -150, max odds of +130. I will set this EV edge a little bit lower, down to 2%. What I love about OddsJam, you can simply come in here, type in strikeouts, any market that you want to attack, guys, it's going to populate here. You can then go ahead and select it. Now, I love to use FanDuel as my sharp sportsbook for mainline pitcher strikeouts, and I always use a worst case DVIG method. When we come over here looking at Aaron Savali over 3.5 pitcher strikeouts, my books that I lean on in this order is FanDuel, Bookmaker, and Circa. You can see that all three of these sports books are very similarly aligned to one another. Pinnacle's a little off compared to the rest of these. I don't utilize Pinnacle when I'm looking at mainline pitcher strikeouts. Obviously, getting this at +142 odds is an incredible price to all of these books. Also, this is over a 20-cent difference between all three of these sports books compared to the price that we're getting. And the liquidity is only $31. So I love to go after this type of recipe when going for pitcher strikeouts. Sticking to that specific formula where you can find a FanDuel and another book like a Bookmaker, and it's a 20-cent difference in player props on No Vig for pitcher strikeouts, that's a green light for me every single time. Now, outside of No Vig, a couple of miscellaneous sports books that it really doesn't matter what markets that you bet on, you're going to have a great time. Bet365 and Fanatics. Target any and all positive EV plays that pop up over on OddsJam's positive EV tool for these two books. You're going to have a great time. Specifically for Bet365, NBA player props. Oh my, you're going to have a time and a half on Bet365 betting NBA player props. Football season is right around the corner, and if your strategy last year was garbage, then you're going to want to make sure that you check out my video so you don't have to waste the first couple of weeks figuring out what works and what doesn't work. Click this video right here that's going to walk you through my favorite markets, sportsbooks, and setup so that you can copy and paste this. This way you're not fumbling around when the season starts. You have a strategy, a plan of attack to go after these sportsbooks to make easy money.